What up, y'all? It's Davey No Fucks with the Nation Elevation. As I promised you, part 2 of the American Cannabis Association. Today we got Chad, and we're going to go ahead and get started. But first I want to give mad ups to Sick With Its family. Rest in peace, my dude. And here we go. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Dave? Thanks for having me back, man.
For sure. I usually I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions that I go through with, and with my crew and talk to my crew, but I went with it with Sean day before yesterday, and the only thing we didn't cover is what I wanted to cover with you. My whole show is based on this one question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What is decriminalization?
Okay.
That's my only question for you.
Okay.
And then you know what I mean. And if there's questions questions, we'll answer them as we go. But okay. I really just want you to explain to me what decriminalization is.
Okay. Now, when you're talking about decriminalization, you're talking about what we're doing here in Ohio with the no fine, no time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm talking about the whole Ohio aspect.
Okay. So traditionally, decriminalized just means a lowering of penalties and fines. It doesn't really become decriminalized. You still have a small fine and ancillary issues such as driver's license getting taken away. The thing that we do here in Ohio, we call it sensible decriminalization. And what sensible decrim is it's the complete taking away of all penalties. So no fine, no jail time, no court costs. There's still a penalty per se, and that's the actual charge itself. So here in Ohio, we cannot legalize cannabis on a local level because that would conflict with state law, which we're not allowed to do. But what we can do, what's legal, is we can lower the fine. And so what we can do is take all misdemeanor marijuana drug charges, possession, gifts of cannabis up to 20 grams, paraphernalia, and we can lower the fine to $0. No jail time, no court costs. And the whole idea behind that is to push basically non-enforcement of the law. So it's kind of like, think of a jaywalking, right? Jaywalking's illegal in every municipality across the land. But you see people walking across the street jaywalking all the time.
With no problem.
With no big deal, right? It's basically it's a law that's overlooked. Non-enforcement. So what we've done here is we've taken the misdemeanor amount of cannabis, which is up to 200 grams, which is I believe it's just over 7 ounces, and lowered the fine to $0, no jail time, no court costs, in the hopes, and this is when we first started, in the hopes that they just would look the other way. Who would really go through the trouble? This was our mindset of giving you a ticket so that you go into the judge and they say guilty, no fine, no time, and that's and then send you out, right? No court costs. That's wasting time. So we were hoping that we would get non-enforcement of the law on a local level, and so in 2013, 2014 is when we started to do that here in Toledo. We got it on the ballot in 2015. When I say we got it on the ballot, I'm talking about on the local level. The Ohio Constitution gives us citizens the right to change the local law, just as if we were the city council. The way that you do it is you got to get a petition, you get signatures, and if you get enough, it goes to the ballot. If they vote and it wins, it becomes the law. And it's just as if city council had passed that law. So we started here in Toledo, and it got on the ballot in 2015. We had to get over 13,000 signatures, and it passed. So it became the actual law here in Toledo. And I had a meeting right after it passed with the law director, the city law director, and he said, "Hey, look, we are going to follow basically what the citizens are saying, and we're not gonna charge. We're just gonna walk away." Now, technically, it's still illegal, right? The cops have the right to take it, and some do and some don't, which isn't great. But when you were coming from a place where it was illegal, they would give you a fine. They would definitely take it.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
This is from Sean. How do we decriminalize our city?
So, what we do is we start an organization after we passed here in Toledo and got the law here. We started to outreach, not just into Ohio, but across the nation. Missouri, Myrtle Beach, West Virginia, Georgia. We started to reach out and all throughout Ohio and work with local citizens to change the law. So, Sean, if you want to do this where you live, you have to live in a local town, a village, a municipality. And essentially, the group we started is called the Sensible Movement Coalition. And if you just go to the Facebook, you just throw a little question in the chat, and we can reach out and get a petition written for you and get it taken care of. Basically, what you got to do is go out, collect signatures. Where you live will depend on how many, right? The smaller the city, the less signatures. The bigger the city, the more signatures. And get the signatures. You know, there's a little process. You turn it in, it goes to the ballot. Your city will vote for it. That's what we found. There was a shift a couple years ago. We found if we get it to the ballot, it's going to pass, right? There's no... So right now, I think it's around, last I heard, is about 70% approval rate in the United States for cannabis. So essentially, we're the majority. You get to the ballot, it's a done deal.
What per se percentage do you of marijuana smokers do you think are in the city of Toledo?
What
That,
they probably mean? What percent of Toledoans smoke weed?
yes,
You reckon?
that's what it sounds like to me.
Okay. So when we passed the ordinance in 2015, we passed by a margin of 70%.
Damn, that's almost everybody.
7 out of 10 people that went to vote voted yes.
Damn.
Now, I don't really know what percent of Toledoans smoke, but I have to think it's probably a little ahead of national average. You know, we are a pretty smoke-heavy city, I believe.
We're definitely
You know?
big smoke-heavy city.
And I really don't know, but we got to be above average, I would think.
So if I got caught with, for say, quarter pound, would I go to jail?
Yes. No. Quarter pound you wouldn't. That's 4 ounces. Yeah, that's under.
You're allowed up to what?
7 ounces.
7.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's the beautiful thing is that in Ohio, we were already, quote unquote, decriminalized. So we had up to 200 grams, which is, again, about 7 ounces. That is a pretty low fine already. I think at 3.5 ounces, it goes from a minor misdemeanor to a 4th degree misdemeanor. And so you technically, I think, could have probably, got a few $100 fine and maybe up to 30 days in jail. But now you can have 7 ounces and you are not going to jail. Yeah, and you know,
That's just what is that? That's
just
just
shy
short
of,
of a half pound.
just shy of half a pound. Right now, there are, you know, how many legal cities now, right?
Right.
Now, a lot of the or legal states, I mean.
And the funny thing about it, that you say that the legal states, the legal states that are here right now are, I mean that we have are doing phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Their reviews are up. Their money's all good. Everything. They're not borrowing. They're good.
Yeah, yeah. No,
And
listen, cannabis is non-harmful, man. I grew up, started smoking about 14, and you know, I grew up during the Dare era, right? I thought this was a drug, like a traditional drug, and I don't know why my dad smoked, and I don't know why, but I wanted to try it. You know, I think me and a girlfriend broke up, and I was like, I talked to a buddy of mine that I knew smoked, and I'm like,
give me the pot, dude.
man, I want to smoke. You know, this weekend I'm smoking, and I smoked in a car wash bay. You know, the little drive-in car wash bays, and it was about 3-4 of us huddled around, and pretty much from then on, I was a daily smoker from my whole life. And I really, funny thing is, I always question, like, what's wrong with me? Why do I smoke pot? Like, I thought it was like a drug, and I'm like, I feel happy. I feel like I'm okay. Why do I smoke
And the
weed?
days feel eventful.
Yeah, no,
Whether
listen.
you did absolutely nothing, but picked up some shit around the house, or just did something that you just don't do it. It was an eventful day.
It makes washing the dishes better.
Right.
Playing with the kids. Right?
Everything is.
Whatever you're doing, you're gonna enjoy it more smoking. And it wasn't until like later in my life I realized I was lied to, and this isn't a drug. It's just a natural herb.
That's grown in the dirt.
Yeah, just makes you feel a little better, and side effect of is euphoria, and there's no negatives, there's no health negatives, there's no negatives, man. We were lied to, and and once I realized that, I have been advocating and pushing to make this a legal substance across the country and get it in more people's hands almost daily for about the last 8 years. Daily. In fact, this weekend, I drove 4 hours down to a little village down in southern Ohio in Hocking Hills area. And about 20 of us showed up from all over the state of Ohio, and we converged on this little village, and we went and collected signatures and got enough to get it on the ballot. And we're working hard right now. This law, the sensible marijuana ordinance that I wrote probably in 2013, 2014, which at the time was very novel, to think that you could have no fine. It now is in all the major cities of Ohio: Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Toledo, Dayton. It's covering.
Isn't it
23
legal to
different
smoke
cities.
in Columbus or something?
What's that?
Is it legal in Columbus?
No. It's not legal, but it's sensibly decrim, so you're protected, right? There's no illegal consequences.
Okay.
So there's 23 cities, and there's 3 million people that live and work in these cities on a daily basis. In a state of 11 million, that's over a quarter of the population is protected and cannot get in trouble legally. And that's something that we as a grassroots organization have done. We don't get money. Right? We don't have any financial supporters or backers. We're just ragtag grassroots activists working to change the law and protect people. Just to protect people. So.
It's legal.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
So Michigan's got all these Okay, Sean put on there the Sensible Movement Coalition at gmail.com for y'all that didn't catch it. Like, so
Yeah, reach out if you want to change the law. Reach out.
Michigan, I'm out of touch. I was just asking him. He said he couldn't remember. At one point, Michigan went full rec, except like Monroe.
Well,
for a minute there, he couldn't grow or something.
They just don't want the shops and all that.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so they have the local option,
Yeah.
which has become really popular, which basically says the state goes legal, but the local municipality has the option to opt out of commercial operations.
So you
Out of
so
sight,
you
out
can
of
do what
mind.
you still do, but you can't have no storefronts.
Right.
Understandable.
Right.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Right. Now the flip side of that is they don't get to participate in the sharing of the tax money either. So it's a
So it's not a win-win situation for them.
Right. I mean, it's it's unfortunate, but here's the beauty. That local option is traditionally thought of as the city council gets to make that decision, right? No, not exclusively. The Sensible Movement Coalition can take like a city, like take Michigan, right? They have the right to do local ballot initiatives there too. So what that means is somebody in Monroe could get a petition to change the law locally and opt in to participate. We as citizens have more power than we realize. There's probably, it's like 35, 40 states that give their citizens the right to make their own laws. And we at the Sensible Movement Coalition are just trying to get the word out to let people know, hey, this is an option for you. Michigan, all down south here, a lot of those southern counties and municipalities have opted out. If a citizen wanted to get a petition, change the law themselves, they would most certainly win at the ballot. We've just progressed to that point where if we get it to the ballot, it's marijuana, it's gonna win.
I agree and hope on every aspect of that.
Yeah. You mind if I smoke hemp?
No,
Is that
you
cool?
can do what you want.
Okay.
You can do what you want, my
I
friend.
used to. I've traditionally. I was in the Army for 4 years, and I only smoked a handful of times. But outside of that, I've been a daily smoker. I've recently gotten into some legal issues, and have had to step away. But I'm still consuming legal hemp, and so if you're cool with it, I'm gonna.
You do your thing, my friend. So speaking of hemp, now is hemp legal on all aspects?
Yeah. The Farm Bill 2018 legalized hemp in 50 states. So it's 0.03% THC or less, and you're legal.
Wow,
You're legal.
that's sweet.
Yeah. And it's not the same, but
My buddy says Bill Schmidt Jr.
uh-huh.
Is that a name that sounds familiar to you?
Yeah. I was with him this weekend.
My friend is Jason Pagorsh, and he says, I know a guy that is moving on doing this through Ohio. And then he had said his name.
Yeah, I work with Bill.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. Don't hesitate, because like I said, the only thing he's answering is how it's decriminalization of, the meaning of it, what you go through, whatever. Good evening, staff. Whoa.
Whoop, whoop.
So, and I have Chad here who is going through it. So like I said, if you have any questions about the decriminalization of marijuana, how it works, what can you get in trouble for, blah, blah, let me know now. Because like I said, the only question I had for him, because if you watched my show Tuesday, you'd know that I had asked all the questions except one that I was definitely saving for him because I knew he was the man for the job.
Whoop, whoop.
So, like, as if if you're just tuning in, on no jail time under 7 zips, no fines.
Yeah, no, that's a real big shift, man.
What if I have a bunch of priors of the same, like of weed? Like, if I have all these priors from years all the way dated back,
So
and I get caught for, say, I get pulled over with whatever, you know what I mean, 6 ounces, 5 ounces, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, being I got the priors, am I still in the same boat, or am I fucked?
No, it's the same. It's the same. There's no stipulations, right? In fact, it's not even going to get to court, right? It's a non-enforcement situation. They'll probably take it.
Yeah, that's a given.
I imagine so. It's not a perfect situation. But there's states where you got 5 ounces, you're going to jail for years. In fact, in the legal states,
I went through
Colorado, Washington, if you got 5 ounces,
you're fucked.
yeah.
I went through Indiana with a little over an eighth once, and I was fucking terrified because it's a dry. Indiana's a definite no-go state.
Oh yeah.
I was terrified.
No, for sure. I used to drive around with a little dugout, scared out of my mind, man. I'd have like cop fright. Like when I see the police, I'd get cop fright.
Every inch of me gets hard.
Yeah. And then when we passed the sensible marijuana ordinance in Toledo, it just went away.
So I got a friend. They didn't charge her, which makes sense to me now. But I got a friend that was in Perrysburg, and she had gotten pulled over going from like the turning lane into the hotel, or into the street where the hotel is, and the cop had pulled her over. She had her temps, whatnot. She had her temps, but no legal driver. They charged her with no license, whatnot. Searched the car, found the weed, but now it makes sense to me why they didn't charge her with the weed.
And here's a great thing. Check it out. Perrysburg is not a sensible decrim city. Perrysburg is as illegal as it ever been. But what happens is
That's that fucking Wood County.
It bleeds over, right? It's a culture. It's an attitude, and we as a society, as a country, have progressed to the point where, we don't look at cannabis the same way. Even in a city that's not sensible decrim, they are taking a non-enforcement approach, right? If you don't got pounds of it, they're gonna probably not mess with you. They don't see it as a big deal.
No.
We got 18 states now where this is legal.
No, he does. He don't have a dispensary, right?
That's correct. I did. Maybe that's what they ask him. I did, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, he went a different route. So, obviously, a lot of people know you from the wellness center.
Yeah. Yep.
If you could do that all over again, would you do it?
No.
No, because of the headache.
No. I'm a multiple felon now, right? I'm just a regular old working stiff family guy, right? Donated my time, all my spare time to help progress cannabis because I don't feel it's dangerous or illegal, and
I don't either,
and shouldn't be illegal. And the only reason I opened the dispensary was because, according to my interpretation, what I was told, it was legal to do so, right? And so,
well, obviously, if they gave you a license for it.
Well, no, it was not licensed through the state. It was not licensed through the state. It was an unlicensed dispensary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a difference.
Yeah. So in 2000, 2011, there was a law passed, a constitutional amendment, medical freedom amendment, and that's really the law that I was riding under. Once they legalized medical marijuana in Ohio, I was told that it was legal to open a dispensary, even without a state license. So we had, a dispensary, a medical dispensary. It was not a recreational dispensary.
You still had to have your card or
You
whatnot.
did not have to have a state medical card, no. But you had to use the cannabis for medical reason. And so we would screen that, and if in fact it was for a medical purpose, then you could become a member and get cannabis, medical cannabis at the dispensary.
Nice.
And turns out it's not legal. So I ultimately, in hindsight, would not do it again. No. I'm facing years of prison time. And I'm willing to donate for the cause, right? But I don't know if the risk reward was worth it if I did enough to push it forward to cover that, to be honest.
Well, you know, every little bit of work matters. I mean, it sucks that you got to lay down for it, but
Yeah.
Stephanie from Killshot Radio, which is, one of I follow real heavy. She says to me, I'm a convicted felon that just wants to smoke my weed and be left alone. I ain't hurt nobody, and you're right, and that's the best way to do things. You know what I mean? Because until they figure out all these regulations, like it don't matter if you get caught with it now, they're just gonna either take it or send you on your fucking way. You hear my man telling you that. But some of them little towns, you know what I mean, are a little different. You heard him say that too. They a little different. Wood County, if you from Ohio, you know where the fuck Wood County is, because man, that's the only jail in Ohio where you gotta call your mama to come and get you out. Wood County, like literally, they'll release you.
Yeah.
But you can't leave until you get a ride out.
Yeah, they don't play that. There's a law in Ohio that's been on the books that essentially, let's say I was walking down the street and I get caught with a joint. If you get a drug charge, originally they had to take your license for 6 months.
Yes.
Suspended license for 6 months. About 5-6 years ago, they changed it to where it was optional. The judge could take your license if they wanted to. And a lot of, like Toledo, they stopped enforcing it well before before they had the real legal option.
Yeah.
Wood County, I think they'll still take your license to this very day. And so, Wood County don't play. I still, to this day, am a little nervous about Wood County.
Oh yeah. If we know we got to drive out that way, we just leave everything and go empty.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Wood County. It seems like Toledo, the Toledo area, is very forward thinking on the cannabis issue, and it's obviously as a country we're progressing majorly, but Toledo's always been a little ahead of the bell curve. Southern Ohio over in Athens also seems a little ahead of the bell curve. So what's going on out there?
Trying to find a link to your Facebook page.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, and on smart ass. I can share it, but you know how sometimes I'll let you copy the link.
She says, Steph says, and she shout out to Killshot Radio. I haven't really seen or heard of anyone getting locked up because of weed here in Franklin County, unless it was large amounts, like hundreds of pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, Columbus changed the law a couple of years ago You know, that's the largest city in
They
Ohio.
struggled too, didn't they? Clovis, didn't they have an issue down there because it's such a big area? And
You know, we
I remember they were having some issues when they were first trying to.
well, we worked. You know, I mean, you know, changing the law to no penalty. You know, that can be a little scary for these lawmakers, and you know, it takes a lot of courage to step out and actually change the law to no fine, no jail time for half a pound in a in an illegal state. But the big driver on that was racial equity. Really, that's those big cities. That was their
You know,
motivation.
that's funny that you said that because like it was brought up in my show that
Well, why is cannabis illegal?
yeah, why was it
Prohibition began over pretty much racism.
right?
Or money,
Right.
or money, right? I don't really know, to be honest.
I mean, really, money is the root of all evils.
Yeah, but I know what keeps it illegal to this day is, you know, the pharmaceutical industry has a huge lobby, and they are super wealthy. And you know, if you get a legal state medical license to use cannabis, and you use other medications, you know, legally, your doctor will take those medications away. And that makes absolutely no sense, to be honest. You know, and I have to wonder if the pharmaceutical and the medical industry
Has something to do-
aren't a big part of that.
Oh, I think it is.
So
Just because they know cannabis is good, but we're going to tell everybody it's bad for you just because keeping them in business.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, do we all need to take all these 30, 40 different pills? For
Right,
what?
right.
No.
No, it's ridiculous, man.
right, like they tell me like I have epilepsy, and they tell me all the time, you know, the best thing for the seizures is the marijuana. But they're not allowed to tell me that. You know what I mean? That's what he
Really?
tells me. I
Really?
can't tell you that, but that's the best thing for you.
Yeah.
Someone tells me that you know it helps them with whatever they got going on. I have no doubt but to believe what they're saying. You know what I mean? Well, because the seizures are, you know what I mean, not as bad as they once were,
Right.
but
It does slow it down a little.
it helps.
Do you use like any concentrated like oils?
The wax. I don't do no like you mean like the sticks?
Well, no, you might want to look into like Rick Simpson oil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I fuck with that. Yeah, I definitely mess with the Rick Simpson.
Yeah, that's what I consider true, the gold standard of medical marijuana is the Rick Simpson oil.
So, do you? I mean, as far as the addiction goes, do you believe that marijuana is more addictive than Percocets, for say?
No, it's not. It can be addictive, right? I can get addicted to cracking my knuckles. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's a bad habit I
I
got,
get
bro.
addicted to anything. There's a certain percentage of the population that do. You know, they say about 10%. So it's addictive, but it's not.
It's a mind
physically,
addictive.
right?
It's a mind
Yeah,
addiction.
it's not gonna. I'm not gonna have like the same withdrawal symptoms. It's not gonna.
As if I was on the heroin or
Yeah, no,
meth or
opiates is a
crack.
whole thing amongst itself, man. It doesn't even compare to cannabis.
Like I believe that if they fully legalized weed and got rid of these pills that were not necessary,
Right.
that we wouldn't have perks. They're unnecessary. You have surgery, get you a handful, and go about your business. You don't need no more after that.
Right.
And what you're pretty much saying,
But
cannabis ain't a gateway then.
No.
right, that
cannabis-
is definitely what he's saying.
Yeah, cannabis is opposite of a gateway. It's an exit drug. I know multiple people that have gotten off opiates because of cannabis.
Right. My friend, he's not here. He left. My friend Mocha quit smoking cigarettes because of them breeze things. Them little cigarettes they sell there, which is no better.
Yeah.
But he got rid of the nicotine,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, for a
Yeah.
vape.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So I quit, right? When I got in trouble, I quit. And again, I smoked every day. I'm in my mid-40s. I smoked daily.
That's the
whole
way
life.
I am. Mid-40s smoker.
So somebody that doesn't know better might accuse me of being addicted. But when I quit, I quit. It wasn't I didn't have a huge super craving. I didn't have withdrawal symptoms. My mood was affected for about a week.
Yeah, edgy.
Like
You had to get everything
Just a tad bit edgy,
a little
right?
edgy and a little off for about a week. But I wasn't like running and thinking, oh, I gotta
And
get
then
it.
right, and them days, the first couple of days were long as hell.
Yeah.
There was no coming back from them days.
Yeah, but it was a.
But after you get after a couple of days of your body saying, you don't fucking need to do something else. It's okay, you know. I've been that route.
Yeah,
It's
you can
okay.
quit. If you gotta quit, you can quit. You know, it's like, anything else. I could quit eating chocolate chip cookies. I just don't wanna.
Hell no, give me some milk, dog.
I quit because I have to.
And you're right, Chris. Them breezes are a lot worse for you. But and who knows how to come off of them. There may be an addiction itself. But the point of the question was that he quit the quit one for the other, but he's doing better. He's a little I don't know. It was just a question.
I used to smoke cigarettes and I quit. This is a long time ago, 10, 15 years ago. I quit smoking cigarettes, which that's pretty addictive, right?
That's a hard one.
You gotta crave, because I'd quit 4, 5, 6 times and just go back. And I quit smoking through using hemp cigarettes. So they're cigarettes. They look like a cigarette.
But they're just
They
hemp.
look like tobacco, but there's no nicotine in them. So when I got those cravings, like those intense cravings, right? I was at the peak of the wave. I go through the, you can pack them, pull them out, smoke them. You got the draw, and it was just a crutch to get me over that
hump. That
hump. And then in about a week or two, your cravings lessen, and after like 2 or 3 weeks, I quit smoking everything, and I have not picked up a cigarette since.
And that's a hard one. That was one.
I'm gonna have to try that.
I'll tell you. You want me to tell you how I quit smoking? I went to jail.
There was a time you could smoke in jail.
In prison. I don't know about strike or any of that, but when I was in prison, I could still smoke. When I got out of prison, when I was getting ready to get out, they quit that shit.
Really?
Yeah, the end of the.
I remember when that was.
Yeah.
I remember you used to be able to smoke in a damn
Smoke in the
emergency
county,
room.
right?
You
You
can
used
smoke
to be able to
anywhere.
smoke in the building.
There
Fuck
wasn't nowhere
it.
you couldn't smoke.
So y'all know this show is sponsored by the American Cannabis Association, Space Age Customs, In the Gym. You heard me. And like we're gonna jump back to the decriminalization. If like it seems like that if anything under 7 ounces, I shouldn't have no issues at all.
That's it. Yeah, you nailed it, man. It's pretty cut and dry. It's anything, and the reason it's 7 ounces is because that's the threshold between misdemeanor and felony.
Okay, and I got another question, and I overheard it. Or I don't think it was directly told to me, but if for say they take my marijuana, what's this thing about a receipt? You ask them for a receipt or something?
So I've heard it too, and I believe, is that if they give you a receipt, they're going to be more likely to not keep it, right? Because believe it or not, there's police that'll take
That are
your
dirty,
shit
right.
and they'll keep it,
Right.
whether it's for the girl or their dude,
Their
or
homie,
themselves.
hey, look what I got for you today, dog.
Yeah. So if you request a receipt, it just puts the onus on them to be more legit. Maybe not even take it, but you know, it's not a legal thing or anything like that.
I think that's pretty much it, man.
Cool, man.
Do you have anything you want to talk about?
I'll just say it again. If you want to change the law where you live, whether you're in Ohio or you're in
Give
a
me your
different
email
state,
again.
go to Facebook and look up Sensible Movement Coalition. Send a message and just reach out and say you want to get involved to do change the law where you know, we have traveled across this country to go and work with citizens to do this. We've been on the ballot in other states. So this is something that you can do. If you live in an illegal state or city and, you know, you feel powerless, because that's what it was for me. I was powerless. I was waiting, and I would see, like, California and you know, all these other states that were doing medical initiatives, and I was just like, I didn't know what I could do. I was just like, man, I hope somebody does that here. I hope somebody, for years and years and years. And finally, I researched and found out what I could do. And so that's why I work so hard, is I know what it feels like to want some sort of legalization and not know how to get it.
Right, to the fullest, to reach and reach and reach and reach, and no matter how close you get, it's still that far away.
Yeah. So if you want to do something where it protects you where you live, whether you're in Ohio or another state, Facebook, look up.
Go to that face. He's about to give you this address again.
It's Sensible Movement Coalition, and reach out and just let us know you want to do something, and we'll help you. We'll let you know what your options are.
Get you all the way together. All right. What's up, Stringer? For y'all that don't know, we're at the American Cannabis Association. Make sure y'all bring your 50. Come join the club. Be a part of something that matters. You heard me? You need that custom work on your whip? Get a hold of Fabian or John Wick over at Space Age Customs. Yeah.
They're in Toledo?
Yes, they're over there off of Buckingham.
Okay.
They get it all done, bro. Anything you can think of, they do. You want a fish tank in your car, they'll put one in it.
In Space Age Customs.
Space Age Customs. Yep, it's on Hill and Reynolds. Bring your 50, come be a member. You heard me? All right, y'all, be safe. Have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.